Hi there everyone, this is Star here, and welcome back to another Let's Play and Let's Critique of Majora's Mask. So, as you've noticed is that I backed up a couple of parts when it comes to Majora's Mask, is that something happened. I don't know if you guys are going to be, I don't know if you witnessed what happened during the last couple of parts, is that I had an unusual reaction when it came to Iconic Canyon or something. It kind of raised a lot of question marks amongst my viewers, especially Weeping Dalek and Mickey Rosen. I'm kind of glad they spoke up about it, because it is kind of an unusual phenomenon that just kind of happened out of nowhere or something. Is that what happened is that it's understandable, is that I kind of redid the part or something because I realized that something wasn't working with my recording equipment, and that's something justifiable, and it's something that you'd find angry in. But for some reason it kept on coming back to Iconic Canyon, where these unusual spikes of anger or something just started coming up or something. And I know that this is gonna be weird. This is gonna be weird for me to pipe up or something, but there is actually a strong reason, a strong subconscious reason that Iconic Canyon and the Stone Tower Temple kind of brings up an unusual reaction in me. Well, let's see, while I'm doing this, I might as well get the 5 green beans. This is the great thing about Majora's Mask, is that you can redo your progress. So, I'm actually officially at the Stone Tower Temple, but let's redo everything I did to get back up into the Stone Tower Temple since I removed those parts. And that's the great thing about Majora's Mask, is that it doesn't keep track of stuff like that, and you can just redo stuff over again. That's the great thing about it. So, I'm just going to do just that. So, and meanwhile, I can kind of talk about just what is that. Well, what happened? Like, what happened during parts 21 and 22 that I just deleted? Like, what was it that you just kind of missed out on? Is that I was getting really mad. I was yelling. I was just having a really unusual reaction to everything that was happening. And this is kind of gonna be the hard thing for me to talk about. Is that it involves something personal to me, something that kind of happened to me in my past. Like, I'm talking real life and everything. So it's going to be a little bit something hard for me to talk about, is that I have to actually dig into something. Like, I know with like gaming, there's like preferences and everything, you know, and that's fine. You can kind of talk about that. Like, I can say I like Twilight Princess, and Majora's Mask is kind of a less favorite one of mine. But the reason I had those reactions during Iconic Canyon and with the Stone Tower Temple is that it involves something outside. Something that kind of happened to me in real life. I know that kind of sounds strange for me to say now or something. Just kind of let me just kind of get into it a little bit. Is that this is, but I guess it's kind of inevitable that I had to bring it up in my life, because it's the only way that I can really rationally explain what happened with Iconic Canyon. Is that in my life, in real life, I was in depression. I'm not in depression anymore. I've been out of depression for probably about 2 or 3 years now. Everything's fine. Like, my self-esteem and confidence were like off the charts and everything. So you don't have to worry about anything like that. So it's a past thing. So something I can kind of reflect back off of. But so about 3 years ago, so like when I dropped out of depression, and I'm comfortable telling you this now. It's just something that just happened like once in my life. I'm not gonna like tear up or anything. It's just something that just happened to happen one time, and because of this and because of that, certain things just started coming up. But this will tie into why I don't really enjoy Iconic Canyon or something. So just kind of bear through with me a little bit and just let me explain. The thing about my depression is that it took me 7 years for me to completely get into depression. Like, between the ages of around like 18 to 25 or something, I was slowly starting to go into depression. Just really slowly, just over those 7 years or something. And I don't remember which countdown or something it said it in or something, but I guess before I come to Majora's Mask, I guess I better describe the circumstances of what caused the depression. Is that darn it, this is gonna be really weird for me to talk about. I don't know where to begin. Let's see, what's the? Oh yeah, I gotta get the decky nuts. This is gonna kind of be weird for me to talk about or something. I gotta think about a way to describe it without putting prejudice on something. Let's just say that there was a group in my life or something. Is that what happened? Is that over these 7 years of what happened with the depression and everything, you know, have you ever been in a situation where you tell yourself that I don't know quite how to describe or something, but let's just call it the group or something of what happened in my life. Is that it's supposed to be this I've had a social anxiety in my life a little bit before. So one of the big things I kind of turned to this group for in real life is that I want social. Like, I want people to kind of accept me for who I am. This is just back then. I don't have a problem with it now. But back then, I kind of wanted people to accept me for who I was, not for something that they wanted me to be. I'm sure somebody can relate to that or something, like sometime down the line or something, or somewhere down in their lives or something. I don't know, high school or something. But let's just say that this group I was involved in, I participated in this group for about 7 years or so, and slowly it started getting me into depression because it wasn't fulfilling my social needs or something. I felt like an outcast, and there's supposed to be this lovey-dovey group or something. They're supposed to accept you no matter what. And my parents raised me up in it and everything, so I kept telling myself, okay, it's not really the group or something. It just happens to be that the people I came across in was kind of bad. If that makes sense. So I kept telling myself over these 7 years or something I'd be able to find friends, or I'd be able to have a hard time with it or something. But I found but what happened though, the interesting thing I was starting to notice is that outside of the group, I started to notice that I started making friends outside of the group that I was kind of in or something. But I started to notice that all of the problems I was associating with happened to involve everything that was in this group that I was involved in. And don't worry, this will be tied into Majora's Mask later. So what happened is that over these 7 years of what happened, I slowly climbing into depression or something, is that I started to get a lot of mixed feelings about myself. Just with my self-confidence and with my self-esteem. I didn't know what was going on. Kind of things like that. Just kind of let that build up over about 7 years or something. Things are going to happen. Like, something happens in a person's mind that's just going to kind of snap a little bit. I know that's kind of a tough situation for me to describe, but the only reason I'm starting to tell the story is that it is going to link back to Majora's Mask. So sit tight for a minute. I'll tell you here in a second, but so what happened is that during these 7 years is that I had a lot of mixed feelings about this group that I was in or something. So it started to, like, it caused me to be unnaturally angry or something, like towards the group or something. But it also subconsciously started to make me mad at other things other than the group or something, just simply because I was mad. And the thing is with the 7 years or something is that it creates a complex within a person. I know that's kind of weird for me to describe or something, but when you lock in so many angry feelings or something, like towards something, then the complications start coming up, and you can't really address what really makes you so mad about it and what doesn't make you mad about it. I hope that makes sense. Is that things start getting complicated with something like that. Is that you don't really know where your feelings are, and so now it's time for me to start talking about Majora's Mask. Is that where does this come in with Majora's Mask? And I'll tell you. Oh, whoops, sorry. So this is with the part where I'm going to start talking about Majora's Mask right here. Is that I said somewhere in a countdown somewhere before or something. I don't remember which one. Is that I said that I played Majora's. Oh, it was my extended. It was my extended rant and why I don't like Majora's Mask. Is that I said somewhere along in those lines or something that I played the game probably about like 5 years ago or something, and that was when I started getting into the Great Bay Temple. So I want you to notice the pattern here. Is that have you noticed that Great Bay Temple happened to be at number 34 and the Stone Tower Temple happened to be at number 35? Happened to be the two lowest spots. Well, that is because when I started going back to Majora's Mask, and I already had just like with that group I was talking about, is that I've already had a lot of complex feelings for that group I was talking about, so it seeped over into my judgments and what I was thinking about with Majora's Mask. And I told you before, like even before the depression, is that I've had a hard time with Majora's Mask. So when I went back to play Majora's Mask during that time when I was in the middle of my depression, my judgment failed me really bad. Like, I just get mad for no reason. It wasn't anything that I could control or anything. It's just something that just... This problem happened in this real life situation, and it started to seep over into other things other than that group I was talking about. So the reason I had a bad feeling, like with the Great Bay Temple and with the Stone Tower Temple and with Iconic Canyon and everything, is because I was so fixated on those mad feelings I had during that time in the depression. So what happened? Yesterday, or I guess a few days ago or something, when I was doing the recording, and when I was kind of lashing out or something, I was still, I don't know quite how to say it or something, but there was a part of me that still, because I developed those feelings during my depression or something, is that I got it locked somewhere in my head or something that I would still have those feelings or something towards the Great Bay Temple and the Stone Tower Temple or something, and that kind of surface or something. But here's the strange thing, is that I never asked myself in my mind what I was actually hating from it. Is that, I think Mickey Rosen kind of spoke up about it a little bit, is that he kind of reminded me a little bit, is that he understood the part about me redoing the playthrough or something, and that he understood it to the point where, you know, redoing the script and things, that's understandable that you can get mad or something like that, but why would an environment like tick me off or something like really that bad or something? And then he had a point. Why would it? It's just like, it's the first time I questioned that ever since I left my depression. So I let those feelings about what I had during the depression affect me during that time. I hope that makes sense. So those complicated feelings I had at the time, they seeped in a few days ago, and I never really questioned about what was really good or bad about it. So I hope that makes sense. I know that's kind of a weird thing to talk about, and I hope you understand what I'm talking about, but that is the strong reason of that, is that it's true with the Iconic Canyon and everything, is that, yeah, those are that's not really fair. That's not really fair or something, like when those things kind of like come out or something, and yeah, it's not fair to really judge a place like that or to let those kind of feelings get over to you. And thankfully, since I acknowledged it or something, that I can get over it a lot easier now. Is that since I'm coming back to this game for like one of the first times, like since I'm coming back to this game for, I think this is like the second time I've come back to it, like ever since I left my depression, is that I got to, let's see, yeah, there's like this library or something like of stored emotions or something that I had during my depression or something, and there's just some things that happened in the middle of those times that I just gotta let it go. And it just so happened when I played Majora's Mask during that time is that I had a library of emotions that I simply didn't let myself go of it. And I just simply let it go blind in my mind that it was just simply okay to just hate it for no reason. So, okay, that's enough of the topic or something, so I won't talk about it anymore. And don't worry or something, like I know when a lot of people like hear that story or something, they kind of like feel bad or something for me, but no, I've recovered from it completely, so you don't have to worry about that or anything, like like you don't have to feel sorry for me or just like anything that's happened from the incident, and I feel perfectly okay just talking about it. So I'm not any more uncomfortable in just talking about it. It's just hard to phrase it into words. That's just the hard part to describe about it, quite honestly. So I'm not like fidgeting or something because I'm uncomfortable talking about it. It's just that it's kind of a weird phenomenon that just happens to a human being. Like depression does things to people. It just simply does. Like, I know that some people say, like, when it comes, this is gonna be weird for me to say or something, because it kind of goes against the norm what people say. Some people say, when it comes to depressed people, some people say that they can just simply be fixed or something, and that things are gonna be okay for them. But the thing is, though, is that in order to get out of depression, is that you have to confront the negative things in your life, and you have to remove the things that are causing your depression in the first place. That's the only way you can get rid of it. And some people kind of treat it, it's literally a mental illness. It's not really something that you can just, it's not something that you can just tell yourself to just get rid of it or something. It's something where you've got to face the problem yourself. Nobody else can help you with it. And you just got to deal with it yourself. Yeah, I don't know. I've talked enough about it, but anyways, that's the true reason behind it, is that during that time when I happened to be in depression, is that I let these complicated, mad emotions just kind of leave itself in storage by the time that I played it again just like a few days ago or something. So, but the good news is that because I acknowledged it or something, that it was something that happened during that time, it's a lot easier to go over. It's that I still won't like the place. I still stand by what I say in that bland emotions or something, or bland environments aren't really my thing, but that's really no reason to get mad about it. Like, seriously, no. Oh. What I have to do is I have to wait until like night or something. These cows don't want to give me any milk right now. Alright, so let me make it up to you. So I'll redo these 2 other parts or something, and I won't freak out or anything. And now that I acknowledged it, then that where it came from, where the empty anger just happened to come from, then it won't happen again, I promise. So when I head towards Iconic Canyon or something, sure, I can say that I'm not really a fan of the place or something, but it's really no reason to really lose your head over it. So I'm really grateful that got great viewers to kind of watch out for me. Is that, well, it's kind of good to put those kind of issues to like bed or something. Like when I'm like when I started this playthrough, like when it came to like Majora's Mask, is that I really didn't understand what was really going on. Like, I really wanted to understand where other Zelda players were coming from, and what they wanted to enjoy for this game, but there was like this brick wall I had right here. And I couldn't really find out what other Zelda players were really looking into it. Like, when it came to the side quests or something, it's like, well, the side quests are great or something, but it feels like World of Warcraft to me. Is that, oh, I'm going to warp over and get the fish really quick. But yeah, is that this was the big reason I wanted to do the playthrough, is that I just didn't understand where this brick wall was just like coming from or something. Is that it's a great Zelda game. Everybody was praising it as an excellent Zelda game, and I could see how the other 4 Zelda games were great in their own rights or something, but I just kept on asking myself, like, why were these side quests, like, why do people keep on praising them, or why do they like this, or why do they like that or something? It's like, it's true that I have my share of things like with Zelda games, like when it comes to Wind Waker Sailing or something, but I couldn't quite grasp or quite understand another Zelda player when they say, I like this game because of this reason. And so that was the big reason and it's kind of nice though too that I kind of confronted this, like when it came to the Great Bay Temple and with the Stone Tower Temple, because, well, I just didn't understand where all of that, where all that brick wall was just coming from. This brick wall, just not understanding what Zelda players were doing, and it really annoyed me. It's like I could feel like I can understand a lot of things of what other Zelda players were praising other things for when it came to the series, but Majora's Mask, I couldn't quite get my hands on it, and what other people were really praising it for. So that's kind of why I chose it, is so I could have a few viewers just kind of watch me a little bit, and you know, just kind of hear it from their side or something. And so when I got a couple of faithful viewers here to watch out for me, like when I do really weird things like this, like when it comes to Iconic Canyon, then I can just say, oh, I was just so fixated on this one thing or something that I didn't really think about it that way. So that part I'm really grateful for, because I can actually let that go and let it go behind me and everything. Let's see, where's that fish? I know it's in here somewhere. I'll find you, little fishy. I know you're in here somewhere. Is it even in here? I thought there was like a fish or something you could get in there. Oh, the light. There's like a few likes here on the post. Oh, here's another one. I wonder if the fish is in here. Last time it was the milk that gave me trouble. Now it's the fish a little bit. Oh, I thought I saw one. It's dark, so I can't see it. I can't see any fish. Come on, isn't there any fish around here? Huh. Could have sworn there was a fish around here. For some reason I can't see it. I really don't want to lose time. Oh, there we go. I got a fish. Okay, good. Then what we need to do is that, yeah, I need 5 beans. I need 10 decky nuts. I need 10 bombs. I need a fish, and I need milk. Okay, so we can take care of that. And I don't know, should I cheat and just head over into the Iconic Canyon, or should I do it legit? Oh, and I still got to do the... I don't know, guys. I've already got the Gero's mask or something. Like, there's really no reason to really go back for it again or something. And you know what the place looks like. Huh. Well, I came this way and making it legit the whole time, so I guess I might as well do it all the way, I guess, huh? So, okay. Let's do things legit. Let's pretend that I haven't made my way all the way over into the Stone Tower Temples yet. Because that's just not fair. We're gonna do everything 100% legit. You know, it was funny, I was actually doing some mini games here in Majora's Mask just recently, and they really didn't help. You know the one where you gotta use the bomb and shoes or something? I literally counted. Like, I think it took me probably about 30 tries to do that, and then I decided to do something really weird. Is that I decided to just throw them randomly all across the room, and it happened to be a lot better than actually aiming them. Which is kind of ironic. I never actually considered to do that or anything. But that's funny. That's funny. That with the minigame or something, I had more success in not trying to really win the prize or anything. Alright, let's do this right. Alright, let's just pretend that I haven't earned the Gero's mask at all. Let's just forget that ever happened. Alright, come on up and let's race these guys again. Alright. Remember the last time I was doing this, like during the last part or something, I was just like, okay, let's just... This is a really strange moment for me. It's like, why did I get mad in the first place? There's really no reason to really get mad at anything that Iconic Canyon is offering.